Tag Show. Tag Show. That's gonna leave a mark, Taylor.
That's undisputed because I'm undisputed.
What's up, everybody? You're listening and watching a brand new episode of the Mixed Tag Show. I guess this is season premiere, right? Because, you know, it's that time, that fall season, right? So that's when premiere starts. So you can do this as a season premiere.
Yeah. Season 4?
Season 4.
I'll find out with you guys. I was going to season 4. All right.
Because they did that with SmackDown and was like, this is the season premiere. And we did that last time. We kind of timed it the past couple of seasons. So I think
they don't know what they're doing.
a $1 billion company doesn't know what they're doing. They don't. This is the season premiere of the Mixed Tag Show. So we can do season 4, episode 1.
Fresh start. You do a fresh start. We do got a lot of new things coming in this season because we're switching up seasons. This is the perfect time, to mention that. Dropping Put You On coming this Tuesday with Bougie, 8 p.m. Eastern on our Twitch. So make sure you tune into that. So Put You On is basically we're gonna be talking to some indie wrestlers and some established wrestlers as well. And, while we're watching their match with them, have a conversation about the match and their career and everything like that. This week we have Bougie kicking it off. Next week we have TKO, who's going to be with Jenna. TKO is a friend of the show, so if we're going to do something like this, we got to show some love to TKO. And we got a couple other people coming in, Amber Rodriguez. We have Darius Carter. A few people that, we're going to try to put you guys on to. If you're not on already, give you some dope content on Twitch every Tuesday, except for some Tuesdays. We'll announce the week of 8 p.m. Eastern, Twitch.
That doesn't make sense. Every Tuesday except some Tuesdays.
Well, what happened is that my son's birthday, his first birthday, landed on the Tuesday, so we kind of have to skip that Tuesday. Which is
how do you know he doesn't? How do you know your son doesn't want to be put you on? You don't know that. Did you ask him? It's his birthday. Maybe he wants to do that.
He doesn't know how to talk yet, so
okay.
he's not communicating that. But that's the only Tuesday that I know of that we're gonna skip. And then after that is basically every Tuesday. So October 19th we won't have anything. But after that, every Tuesday, we definitely gonna have somebody on to put you on to 8 p.m. Eastern, twitch.com/mixtaggshow.
Anyway, let's get into the show because we're trying to condense our show. Actually, how are you? Keep it very brief because I know you like to
stressed. Yeah, right. You're the long-winded one. Don't look at me tomorrow. I'm not long-winded. I like to go into details. Stressed. Real quick. Getting ready to move. Getting ready to switch jobs. A lot of things are happening. Kind of nervous. New territory type situation. How about you?
It's been an interesting couple of weeks, but it was needed and we're good.
There you go. Look at that. So let's kick it off. Let's talk about last night, Big E, doing some amazing things. First, he did the Iowa State pregame show. I don't know if you watch football. I don't watch football, but I saw this.
I don't watch college football, but I just see on the timeline.
Yeah, so shout out to him. He was doing Iowa State. And then later that night, he ended up doing like a special intro for Fury and Wilder for their match. He's at the show with the baddies. Everybody's like, yo, who that? And they're like, yo, that's that other girl from Houston. Like, so the timeline was going crazy last night for Big E. So shout out to Big E, man. He's really carrying the title and doing.
You see when you get that WWE title, you get that notoriety, like that. Just that it puts a little oomph. Yes, exactly, on your resume. So shout out to him, as well deserved, and he did a fantastic job. You showed me the clip because I've been on a low key social media hiatus, low key. So you showed it to me and it, just gave you chills. No one can do it like Big E. So shout out to him.
Yo, so that means you didn't see the fight. That fight was crazy.
I never get to
Last fight.
see these. I never get to see these fights. And then I remember we had this conversation a while ago in regards to the Fire Stick. I had something that I was able to watch all these things, but then it didn't work,
Right.
and it just never got back to it. So I never get the chance to watch these fights. And I'm not ordering any pay-per-view at this particular moment. So yeah,
But that link I sent you, it has all of it.
yeah. But every time you send me,
No, no,
well,
no, no.
remember.
The link, no, the link you sent me have it. That's what I watched it on last night.
Yeah, but you know how it is. It's just like trying to get a feed, and for me at least, it takes a million years to find the right feed, and after that, it's just like I'm over it. So,
Right. That fight was crazy. Like, I don't know how Wilder stayed in that long, but my man was
so who
out of it
won?
after the first. Fury. Fury knocked him out like
Per
5 times last night.
per usual. Okay,
But
well, shout out to
but Wilder, but Wilder definitely knocked down Fury back to back in the same round. So everybody was like,
mhm.
"Oh, he might make a comeback," but that comeback never came.
I mean, it's Tyson Fury that he was
Yeah,
going
my
up
man
against.
big. And he like
Yeah,
6'9". He's big.
he's a very very big dude. Very very man's is big, but
And then he puts his body weight on you. Like Fury kept Wilder kept taking a knee to make sure that he don't put that body weight on him, but he just kept like hanging on him. Like that's can you imagine that? Somebody just hanging on you during the fight. Sorry, that's just crazy.
yeah,
It's
because
crazy.
yeah, I mean, this is not the mixed tag show. Boxing edition is talk about
I mean,
wrestling, but yeah, it's,
we dabbled.
yeah, listen, listen, you wanted to dabble a little bit in the boxing world, okay, but as you said,
Yeah.
I'm the one that's long winded, but okay.
Yo, it's hot right now. Yeah, talk about it. But another thing that's hot
Mhm.
is the WWE draft. How did you feel about the draft?
Um, I found it interesting this go around. I mean, obviously, we know Raw gets more talent just because of the extra hour, but I found it more interesting that they really got like a stacked roster, and SmackDown is pretty depleted. With you have on Raw Becky, Seth, Edge, uh, Bianca, the Street
Street Profits.
Profits. You still have Bobby Lashley there. I found it interesting that Big E is still there, and then New Day went to SmackDown, which I don't understand the disrespect, but whatever.
You don't know
So yeah, they have a pretty stacked roster compared to SmackDown. But I figured as this with SmackDown, the formula has been on focusing like one or two storylines for this 2 hour show. So it kind of just makes sense to put all those people back onto Raw, or all those people on Raw, and get Raw on better, I guess, a better footing, because obviously, as we've seen, Raw struggle the past year or two,
Yeah.
just because the focus has been on Fox and SmackDown. So it just seems that this is what they're trying to do, is just get Raw back onto a certain level. But yeah, so it was cool. I mean, and then like the shows have been pretty decent in leading up to Saudi Arabia. Obviously the I guess the moves don't take into effect until after this pay-per-view, which this will be probably the first time I'm watching this pay-per-view in its entirety. So yeah, that's I'm not wowed by anything. I just found certain things to be surprising.
Right.
Um, I think they were decent moves. So
I just felt like a lot of it didn't make sense. Like
in
you
what
had Mia
sense?
Yim, transfer over to SmackDown and never have a match to transfer her back to Raw. You know what I mean? Like that kind of things, like that kind of irked me.
Well, they
There was a lot
probably
of
not to cut you off, but they probably realize in the sense of she's engaged to Keith Lee. They don't. And now look, Carmella's on back onto. I mean, well, not back. This is
yeah,
the first
yeah.
time Carmella's onto Raw because of Corey Graves. So they probably figured, oh shit, they're engaged. Let's not break up
I understand that, but it
couples.
was just like I understand that. So, but my thing was like it was no sense for them to do the trade in the first place. You know what I mean? It was just a lot of those
Mm.
things, and it was one of those things as well where I don't know if Bianca's ever gonna get her payback from Becky at this point. I mean, they both on Raw, but it's just like you know what I mean? Like the trades, like the draft to me just seemed like you said very lackluster. Like I understand some power moves made for for Raw. I'm pretty sure USA had a thing in that. Like yo, we looking kind of weak over here. Like what we doing? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And then it was just weird to say that the trade doesn't happen to after Crown Jewel. That was another. Like guys should have just waited to after Crown Jewel to just do the draft.
They
But I
could
guess,
have.
but the season premieres. I guess, yeah.
Right. It's the season premiere, and then also too, obviously, Crown Jewel is like Saudi Arabia's WrestleMania, right? So
Right.
I understand in the sense of why they have all these big time matches going on. Which, like I said, the card looks really really good. Um, I don't. I think we're gonna see what you know. I will. I don't want to say I jumped the gun, but you remember when during SummerSlam and we were all pissed in regards to how Becky beat um, Bianca, and we were just like
Still are.
adamant about right. But we were obviously time has passed, but we were all adamant about her not getting her shine. And I was like, not that I ever thought that Bianca would lose her star or her flame or whatever, but it was just like, how are they gonna continue to push her? Man, I don't know if you watched SmackDown this past Friday, but man, Bianca is like, I mean, we've always said she's impressive, right? And just, but she's a fucking star. And just, did you see that spot on Friday?
I've seen pictures of it on social. This is like family weekend. That's why we're recording so early.
Oh
At the
man, that was
courthouse.
a great. It was a great opening segment where just obviously it's a contract signing, but you got Bianca in the only one in the ring ready to go. Becky is, her head is gone, obviously way too big. She's sitting on her old table on a ramp, and you got Sasha standing on on the announcer table outside of the ring. So it's just all these big egos, and then whatever, and just Bianca like is the ultimate baby face in the sense of like I'm ready, and her strength, the way she was able to pick up both Sasha and Bianca to do a KOD, even though Sasha came down, but then Bianca
Right.
knocked her down with Becky and that spot over the table. Man, like I don't know if you saw everybody going in on Twitter, but that I was just
Yeah,
like,
I saw about the spot. I think I think overall I still don't like the SummerSlam situation because it was not needed. At the end of the day, no matter what's going
what
on
was not
forward,
needed?
that her losing in 26 seconds that was not needed
No,
whatsoever. It doesn't
but
matter
you
what
didn't let me,
anybody
yeah,
else.
but you didn't let me,
No,
no,
I
but
get
you
what
didn't let me
no,
finish in a
no,
sense. Like, it's just the
I
fact
get
that she's was able to overcome that. And then going to the point that you're saying in regards to her, you don't know if she's ever gonna with Becky. I think this is gonna be the feud that dominates Raw for the next few months, and I can see Bianca benefiting from it and potentially winning the Raw Women's because she's hot right now. And I
I
don't
get
know. I don't know if it's just me. I feel like with Becky, that 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 popularity that she had, I don't see it translating right now. Like it's you get. I don't know if maybe you haven't
no,
been
I
really
understand.
watching,
No,
but
no, I get what you're saying. Like I understand that Bianca's star hasn't dimmed because of it, but it was
Mhm.
just a straight disrespect kind of thing to me because the way they set it up,
No, I
like that's
I
what
get
like
it.
I never doubted how Bianca would bounce back. I know Bianca would be fine regardless because all these little girls loved her. I'm talking about storyline wise, that didn't make no sense. They would never do it to nobody else. The way they try to play it off by bringing out those black wrestlers afterwards, from the Olympic, you know what I'm saying? To kind of like, it just felt weird, that whole situation, right? That was my whole
No,
main
I
thing with
get
that.
it.
I don't get, like, when I say that I don't know she get her payback is my payback for me is like she just demolishes Becky to get that back because like there was no reason for her to lose that way. And that kind of reminds me too, right? With the draft, they drafted people like um the dude from the Olympics into SmackDown or he got drafted and they tried to do
Raw,
the whole
to Raw.
to Raw and they tried to do the whole NBA feel to it, but I just thought that was weird as well. It was like my man didn't even train with you guys yet. We like drafted. It felt that draft just felt weird in a way. And then you have two of the figures like picking the people. And it's kind of like, is it really a draft? Because you basically are the authority figures for both shows. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but you
I
got
like
to
the
think
war.
of it.
I like the SmackDown and Raw War Room better when they did it the
Yeah, I
first time
get
rather
it.
than that.
You also got to think in the sense of their authority figures, and if you're running a company, you would see fit from a kayfabe standpoint. You would see fit on what talent will work better with each. with each brand, one, two, and then who's to say the executives aren't feeding um the the authority figures who they want on their brand. So
I
I
no,
don't think
you're
I
exactly
don't think
right,
that's
but they could
necessarily.
did it a little bit better. They could did it better than that. Like I said, the War Room was good.
Ah,
If they had a couple of trades that night, it would have been dope. You know what I'm saying? Make it feel like a real draft. To me, it's just like come out, announce the names, and then dip off. It's
I
like,
mean,
all
but it's
right.
kind of essentially what they've done for it. I mean, it's essentially what they've done for the past few years. It's nothing really has been
No,
too too different.
last time they had War Rooms. Remember?
When they premiered on Fox, yeah, but last year they didn't do it.
It's been 3 years
Last year
already.
they didn't. Yeah, when they premiered on Fox in 2019, it was 2019, and then
They didn't do a draft
yeah,
like
and then
that.
it
It was
was
a pandemic, right? Did they?
no, they did but it was obviously very like
Yeah,
very
but
small,
that's why
and
they
then
probably
pri
excused
and
it.
then prior to that, before they went to Fox, it wasn't. But then I guess they were both on USA.
Mm.
I think that's nitpicking in my opinion. I don't think,
Nah,
like I said, going back to in regards to like Bianca, I think as much as I would have loved to seen her stay on SmackDown, because I just feel like that's the land, not even the land of
nah.
opportunity anymore. That's just like kind of where the stars are at.
That's A
I
brand.
think yes, the A brand. I think people like Bianca is going to elevate Raw back to where it needs to, even if it's just 2 million viewers. But it's not going to be that big dip that we were so accustomed to seeing the past couple of years with Raw and SmackDown. So, um,
Yeah, neither with
yeah,
football back too.
I just think it was just yeah, that's true. I think that was just in a weird way balancing out the playing field, even though it seemed like Raw got more people. Um,
And I don't like Sasha and Charlotte being on the same brand again.
yeah, and I was have
PTSD.
yeah. Well,
PTSD
no,
with that.
I think this is the writings on the wall that that's going to be the Mania match between her and Charlotte. And I see at this point is it's not 2016 anymore. We obviously see how Sasha has elevated her star way more than Charlotte, and you said numerous of times the off camera in regards to the reception in regards to Charlotte. So I just see at this particular point, Sasha gets her redemption. Maybe this is me being naive, but I just think obviously this is the story that's
I
going to
have no hope.
dominate
You already know I
SmackDown.
lost hope what all it is. Like,
I don't
just
know,
don't do
but
my
I
girl
think that's
dirty.
the.
Please don't.
I just think that this is the storyline that's going to dominate into SmackDown, into WrestleMania. So we'll see. But yeah,
Speaking of women wrestling, this past week they announced that WoW will be
wow,
back, and AJ Lee will be executive producer of the show. But they don't have the best launching pad right now of the way they're
no,
doing this.
no,
Um, with uh, TV, Tesla Blanchard facing the
mhm,
Beast in their first comeback show next year for the
mhm,
title. People are up in arms, as I am as well. I'm pretty sure you are as well. That having Tessa Blanchard as the face of your company right now is not the best thing. Um,
um, yeah,
no, that
um. Here's the thing: we all should be up in arms just for obviously Tessa being a trash person, or in the past of being a trash person. I don't know this woman personally. I don't know what she did to right her wrongs, if she has. Like, again, I
she
can't give you
hasn't.
I can't do you honestly speak to people that know her for you to say that? And this is playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying this is
Well, the girl
just a disclaimer. I'm not defending this girl.
yeah,
Go
the
ahead.
situation that happened with Leniga, she never Leniga has been on said she probably it hasn't been she apologized and didn't seem sincere, right? Her apology on Twitter wasn't really like, oh, her things was like, oh, everybody makes mistakes. You just have just like forgive me type situation. It wasn't
And
like
so
no real
she's so
apology.
she's never apologized to her personally. Is that's
No,
the that's
she said the apology was not sincere. Like it was just on some
Okay.
like they kind of. And then two is it's not only just that, right? It's the fact that she's a racist. It's the fact that WoW try to capitalize off of it with this nuclear shirt. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, and then on top of that,
Pro
Tessa
wrestling tees,
had
yeah.
like Tessa is like. First, I know she's like training Izzy, but she had training Izzy with a pedophile, a known pedophile, convicted pedophile. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do stuff like that, and people is
Yeah.
gonna be okay with that. And then
Yeah.
people forget sometimes, and so a lot of people didn't, that she held the Impact title hostage during the pandemic last year for a very
Yeah.
long
I remember.
time.
So you know
So it's
what?
like
Let me refrain for what I was. The point I was going to make before you brought up these lovely facts is we're so accustomed as like when you and I have this conversation numerous of times. We've had this conversation with Phil, and in the episode that we have, it's like this mob mentality in the sense of oh, this person does wrong, and no one can right their wrong. If it was a situation where Tesla was like, you know what, I did some soul searching, X, Y, and Z. I'm truly sorry for the pain that I caused, and this, that, and the third, and made better choices moving forward. And I'd be like, you know what, everyone deserves an opportunity to redeem themselves or a second chance.
exactly.
But in this situation, it's unfortunate. But you know how these companies are. Even if it's small companies, like you would hope to think that people have integrity, but
Right.
you know how it is. It's anything sell. It negative or positive publicity is gonna sell, and that's what it seems like with WoW. What they're trying to do with Tessa, right? Like, how do you get people to talk? Now, wow. Now you have AJ. Wow. Now you have AJ Lee as a producer, and now we have someone like as controversial as Tessa. It's just they're trying to make noise and make that they're marking this in the industry, and it's unfortunate that they have to do that and just not let the talent of these women wrestlers speak for themselves and make their names for themselves. But
They
yeah,
definitely got a
that
lot of
kind of sucks.
they definitely got a lot of heat from this past week. If you looked at the comment section of the Pro Wrestling Tees, it's been nothing but negative. Like nobody's like really excited about this. Nobody like
Yeah.
the fact that she's like basically one of the faces. You know what I'm saying? Like she's more the face than the champion in a way. You would hear more about her than we hear about the Beast. I just didn't know who the Beast is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This black champion, this black women's champion. I want to know who she is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it sucks because I do want to support this. I love AJ Lee, but it's just like I
And
can't
women
support it.
wrestling,
And
yeah.
women wrestling
Yeah.
in general, like that's like wow, like it's a whole division of which women wrestling. That'd be dope. But I'm not trying to support anything that has just like with Hogan. Like nobody's trying to
Yeah.
support anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
But
So
you
it kind
should
of sucks that
so
they paired the two.
which is funny because you bring up a great point in the sense of you bringing up Hogan. You don't want to support we don't want to support anything with Hogan, right? Because he's trash. But we still watch WWE, right? We still go to shows. So I'm again playing devil's advocate. Us as wrestling fans and supporters of women wrestling,
Right.
we don't have to buy Tessa Blanchard's shirt. We don't have to necessarily support her, but we can support the other women wrestlers and AJ Lee. That, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
but
like at the end of the day,
I
we still watch WWE. And the thing is, you brought up with Hulk Hogan, there's a whole lot more that WWE has done in regards to racism, just and diversity, etc. And killers and the whole nine, right?
right.
I don't want to say look past it, but we still support the company and we support our favorites. So can we? And again, this is me playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying I have the right answer or not, but can we do the same thing with WoW?
Right, and I get what you're saying, and in a sense, that ever since they did a lot of the stuff that WWE has done, that's what really turned me off for WWE. I haven't watched WWE like I used to since like last year when they try to like the whole retribution situation was making fun of Black Lives Matters movements and calling them Antifa. You know what I'm saying? Like there's little hidden things in that. That's why I can't really like. I'm sorry, I tried, but WWE is just not it for me anymore. Like I tried so hard, and I watch from time to time, and I watch the big shows. And
But
to
my
your
point
point
is, you
is,
still watch,
no,
you
no,
still watch, you
but
still
to
watch from
the
time to time and support. Go ahead.
right, but my point is, when you're a new company, and this is what you want to launch your company off of directly, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know nobody else from WoW because all you've been focused on is Tessa. If I wanted to support somebody else, I wouldn't know because you haven't put that in front of me yet. You put the nuclear shirt in front of me.
Right, but it's it goes back to the conversation we had with Phil, and we're always we as a wrestling community, specifically the Black wrestling community, are up in arms when in regards to not being featured more. And then
Right.
to all of our point is, well, yeah, we are being featured on shows like Dark and Elevation. We got to be the one to sit here and tweet and say this is what we see because they are, featuring those people. So my point is, when WoW starts and premieres, I understand that's who they're focusing, but then isn't it up to us
No.
in regards to like support who we want? So that's the person in the forefront, and that we don't put Tessa in that spotlight.
I'm not writing them off completely. Like I'm not gonna watch it at all. But my thing is more so like this is how you starting off. It's not a good taste. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how you're kicking off your relaunch. Like this is not a good taste. It's not gonna feel like I tweeted. I'm happy for AJ Lee, but this just sucks. You know what I'm saying? I tweeted that like
no, I get
launching,
it.
like
I get it.
I don't start, and if I could pick out some people, I'm gonna support the people I want to support. But to start off this way, and this is your main focus, and you want to make money off of this nuclear heat that's very negative, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
It puts a bad taste in people's mouth. I understand, and I'm definitely like just wrap this up because we're trying to.
But I'm not gonna be waving the flags right now.
Yeah, just to like wrap this up in the sense of like, I'm in no shape or form saying this was a good move. I don't know, because then there's people that's still friends with her. Like a lot of known wrestlers, our favorite wrestlers, known names, still fuck with her. And for the life of me, I don't, but at the end of the day,
we don't know
that's
the
on
situation.
them.
We don't know
the same. And that was the point that I was originally trying to make until you told me that now she hasn't done certain things. It's just like, I don't know. At the end of the day, these people know her. From the outside in, it sounds like a trash human being, and I'm definitely not going to sit here and buy no nuclear shirt or support a Tessa Blanchard match. But if you got, women wrestling and then AJ Lee, someone we've missed sorely for like years, I'm definitely interested in seeing what they pull outside of Tessa. So.
One last thing on it. Phil made a comment on Spaces last night. It's like when it comes to that, when they're personal wrestlers and their personal friendships, we don't know what people are saying to her directly. They could be like, "Yo, you're my people," but I was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how people are calling
that's what I'm
personal,
and that's why
we're not privy to their conversations. And that's
and
fine.
that's exactly
We
that's the
make
point
our
I was
assessments
making.
from what we know.
Exactly, and that's the point. I mean, at the end of the day, we can have our opinion. That's fine, but we don't know the relationships and this is not defending her because again, you if you can say things and if you can act out in public, then you can apologize and be a stand-up in public as well, right? But at the end of the day, that's on her, and that's on her. The people that decide to associate with her, they have, you can't condone that type of behavior, and you guys have to do better in being better. But that's enough about her. I'm excited about WoW and just to see women wrestling prosper because obviously women are doing it.
And obviously they're not getting treated right elsewhere because I don't know if you've seen, well, you watched SmackDown. This Queen's tournament, again, I didn't watch SmackDown, but this is a hot topic on Twitter. Like the matches lasted about like 3 minutes altogether for both matches.
All together. I was about to say because they were definitely not 3 minutes. They were like a minute and something. Yeah. I obviously have been watching SmackDown or tuning in briefly, and listen, a lot of people give people like Zelina flack. I'm a fan of Zelina. I'm also a fan of Toni Storm. I feel like, all right, it makes sense to have someone like Zelina go over Toni because you haven't built up Toni on the main roster. Cool. But when I see someone like, and this is no shade to Carmella, I've been a fan of Carmella for a while. But even in a weird, crazy type of way, Carmella has had numerous of opportunities to shine, right? And just be featured. And it might sound crazy coming from a Sasha Banks fan and the Four Horsewomen and Bianca Belair and all this other stuff. But in the sense of Carmella has been a Money in the Bank winner twice. She's been a SmackDown's Women's Champion. She's had numerous times where she's been featured in, like, through the feud with Sasha last year for the title, so she's been featured.
Right.
Liv is someone that has been busting her ass and is very, very popular in the wrestling community.
Very.
Whether it was with the Riot Squad that she hasn't won the women's tag title. So then now, okay, you decided to keep her and let go at the time Ruby Riott, who's now Ruby Soho. So it's like, all right, Liv is gonna get her opportunity. We see time and time again Liv posting videos of her constantly still working and practicing and honing in her skills. To when we saw on Extreme Rules, I don't know if you watched it, the pop and the way the fans were supporting her, they were chanting Morgan, 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 Morgan.
Yeah.
So it's like that sounds like someone that has a momentum going into this tournament. For her to just lose in a little over a minute, what is it that you guys are trying to do? We didn't want this. We first of all, we wanted a queen of the ring, not no queen.
I wanted a queen tournament.
No, we wanted a queen of the ring. 1, 2. It's like, what's the point? Like, this is just this. There's no prestige behind this. Even with the king of the ring, there's nothing where I'm like, where this is gonna really take off for someone.
I didn't see the brackets for the men's yet, but just seeing the bracket for the women's, it's just like 8 competitors. Like, what? There's more people in the company. Like, King and Queen of the Ring should be your pay-per-view by itself. I remember when you have the Sweet 16s go at it on Raw and SmackDown, whatever, doodle it down to the final 8. The final 8, you do, like, you can have it on the pay-per-view, the night of the pay-per-view. Or, like, the week of, you have the final 8 to bring it down to the final 4. Final 4, everybody fight on the night of the pay-per-view, everybody fight twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be something that, we would enjoy watching. Having 8 competitors is for what? There's more than 8 women on the roster that's not doing anything that's popular. Why is Charlotte in there? Why is Sasha in there? Why is Bianca in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's supposed to be Queen of the Ring or the Queen's Tournament. It's the best of the best. Like,
right. And I think Charlotte and Becky at this point should be excluded because they're champions already. But to your point, Bianca should be it. Sasha should be in it, even if they don't win, and it's to have someone else be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Naomi should be in it. Even though they had her and Sonya have this little thing going on, Mia Yim should be. Like, when I think of tournaments, I remember, like, the Mae Young Classics, and obviously this is a lot has to do with Triple H and everything in NXT, but like, Evolution. I think about Evolution and then the Cruiserweight Class. I think about, like, and just like the way King of the Ring set off so many careers, like Austin. I wouldn't necessarily set off Booker T, but it gave Booker T. Yeah, it gave Macho Man. It just gave this thing to someone, like an accolade to someone. Now this is just like, and then what? Especially with the Queen's Tournament, whoever wins, which I think is going to be Shayna. Are you gonna push Shayna in regards to now that she's the queen? Well, not the Queen of the Ring, Queen's Crown, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't even roll off the tongue well. So it's just like, what is that going to do for anybody? And it's time and time again, and it's just not WWE. It's just how big corporation is. It's like, we complain about something, we want something, but you're gonna half-ass and be like, here, we did it, we're doing it, here, guys, support it, and that's it's corny.
That's the thing that they're doing with the whole inclusion thing, but we're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, this Queen's Tournament is definitely like not it at all, and I was not happy with what I saw. I was not excited.
Yeah.
I think about it, I do remember the brackets a little bit for King of the Ring with 8 people. I know they're gonna probably end up making Kofi versus Xavier Woods a match,
which would be cool, and it'd probably be maybe Xavier versus Finn. But still, nothing of it seems like prestigious or like something that nothing that I'm gonna be excited about. But I know we're trying to condense our episodes. So before I think we should end off the conversation with Tony Khan, just because we had a back and forth. But you mentioned about Adam Page being back.
Yo, Handman Adam Page came back as a Joker at the Casino Battle Royal. this past week at AEW Dynamite. That place exploded. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah.
the clip, but like
Mhm.
it's just so amazing to see him come back. And again, this is long storytelling. Like
Mhm.
he has to go get the Elite, his former boys, and they got Adam Cole back.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
and
then
it was just
Battle of
kind
the
of like,
Atoms.
yeah, it was just, and it was kind of like just Adam Page, kind of like on the outside. And like you said, now that they got they have their actual boy back, like or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, it is long
Right.
term storytelling.
So definitely, and he owes Kenny Omega, and everybody's been wishing and hoping because the most protected finisher in the wrestling business right now is the One Wing Angel, and it's left for Hangman Adam Page to kick out of. So we can see him as champion very very soon.
Yeah,
So
and it
everybody's
goes back
excited
to
about
what
that, man.
it goes back to what you were saying in regards to long term storytelling. Because when AEW premiered a couple of years ago, remember everyone was thinking Hangman was
Yeah,
the one that was going to be the inaugural AEW champion, and it wound up being Jericho, and it was just kind of
yeah.
um,
That started the
Paige trying to
wheelbarrow
find
from
his,
thinking. Yeah,
and then trying
that
to
started
find
him
his
thinking.
way. So that's cool. I like when wrestling, there's a good story to follow, and it doesn't seem
And
like
they tied
it's
up.
ran its
Nope.
course. Right.
They tied up.
Exactly.
We still don't know who
Exactly.
the anonymous GM was.
Yeah. To
It
this
was
day,
Hornswoggle, right?
but
It was Hornswoggle, right? Like underneath
it
the
was
ring.
something stupid like
Like
that.
what?
Yeah. Anyway, but AEW, they also premiered
The
TBS women's
TBS.
title. What do you think of it?
I like it. I like it a lot. I like the different color of the blue. They're gonna, jump to TBS next year. It's dope that the women gonna have a mid card title. So that means they're gonna be
Yeah.
featuring more women. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure this is gonna be a Dynamite title because now that TBS is gonna be on Dynamite and Rampage stay on TNT, this is gonna be on Dynamite. So the women's gonna have some dope matches on there, and they can still do what they do on TBS on Rampage as well. So the title is dope. How you like it?
Yeah, it's dope, and my sentiments I agree with in the sense of it just gives women more opportunity to not only be featured but featured on TV and have a second card to title to fight for. So yeah, I'm hoping that we see again more inclusion in regards to
Jade
that.
winning
So
that. Jade gotta be the first. Jade gotta be the first champion. Everybody's on
listen,
that.
the way they've been building her up, I can't see how, and again, you want a prominent name in the sense to kind of just like, it's a mid card title, it's a prominent person at this particular point. You've been building her up, I can't see why not. So
Yeah, definitely. So, on to our last topic, this whole Tony Khan tweeting that everybody got mad about. You
yes.
know,
You made a comment. You made a comment that I responded, and we
I
had a little
said,
back and forth. Go ahead.
I just said, let the billionaires argue amongst themselves and let us enjoy the product. That's what I said.
I said in regards to that, there's only one person that tweeted though. One, two, that person jumped the gun, wanting to battle SmackDown. When you look at the TV guide for next week, SmackDown is still only 2 hours. The extra hour is Talking Smack because they are on FS1. And
Wait,
then
a half
Tony
hour, you
Khan,
mean?
and then half whatever I said, half hour, and then Tony Khan also doubled down on his comments. And my issue is like we know how WWE works and the bullshit they do. I'm not disputing that, but it just seems like, and I'm gonna target you, that when Tony Khan or AEW does something that's questionable, or you can be like, you know what, relax. You don't have anything to say to that because he sounded dumb in that tweet. Let's keep it 100 just for him to double down in a prior tweet. So it's just like it's okay to say, you know what, fall back. You did a little too much, and that WWE, you don't have to always mention WWE at every turn. That was my point.
So here's the thing. This is what I was saying. First of all, I understand that Tony Khan's the one that tweeted, but Tony Khan is 38. He uses Twitter. Vince doesn't use Twitter unless he's freaking saying happy birthday to somebody or somebody's tweeting for him. He's not using his own Twitter. Everybody knows that. The man's like 70 something years old. He's not using his own Twitter. So whatever he's thinking, he's not tweeting. So that's the difference between that. Vince is doing his own talking his own way. In my opinion, him doing the half hour of talking smack after SmackDown is to cut into Rampage because Rampage is live next week. It's not coincidence. It's not coincidence. You can say it's because it's on FS1. Fine. If that's the case, you could do Talking Smack every Friday on FS1 right after SmackDown, if that's the case. But on this particular time when Rampage is live, is when you want to do the extra 30 minutes. I'm not. No, they're getting heat from it. Fox is looking at it like, yo, they're cooking over there. Like I'm like that's the way Vince talks. Vince doesn't tweet. He talks through stuff
You
like
talk
that.
to Vince McMahon?
It's obvious. It's the same way they do all the other stuff that they do. Like,
come on, yo. If you told me,
here's an example. When Vince finally did an interview, did he not mention AEW?
Was he asked about AEW?
He still commented on AEW.
But if
right?
you're no. See, if you're asked about something, are you not going to answer? Are you not going to answer? Come on, son. Like we all know. Hold on. We all know Vince is Vince, and he's done fucked up things over the course of many of decades. But in this particular point, you're telling me that talking smack is going to take viewership from fucking Rampage, which also let's also be clear. You know, I hate to like constantly bring up ratings and stuff like that. Rampage has not been in regards to numbers when it first premiered with CM Punk and everything. So we can support AEW and WWE, but let's not drink the Kool-Aid of AEW and swear they do everything right and Vince like come on, talking smack.
Right.
Talking smack.
Right.
I don't know about that, son. I don't know about that.
Bro, I don't know.
The lack of inclusions. What? No, you don't.
Okay, so you definitely listen to your own show.
No, you don't.
With the lack of inclusion, the lack of women matches, we don't talk about that.
No, you don't.
We
talk about it. We talk about it. But it honestly it comes off in the sense of like we gotta pull your leg or something in the sense of discussing inclusion and diversity in regards to when it comes to AEW.
One, you don't see the show. Two, you don't see my tweets. Because that's the things that we talk about most of the time.
Okay.
I don't pull my leg about that because it's obvious. They need more inclusion. Like I said, we said backstage, wrestlers, whatever. This is why we came up with what you want. Like, the thing about it is that when, again, Tony Khan is 38, Vince is another way. Vince handles his talking one way, and Tony Khan does another. This is the same way when people had an issue when AEW retweeted an article that Variety wrote about them. They retweeted an article. They retweet all the articles that's about them, but for some reason, because it mentioned WWE, they shouldn't retweet it. People have to get out the mindset that WWE put in front of them that you can't mention your competitors. They've been doing. There was when WCW was around. It was back and forth all day, every day.
But would you have that? But would you have that same? Would you have that same energy if WWE did that in regards to AEW, in regards to retweeting or I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
They've done worse, and I didn't say anything.
I don't believe that at all.
They've done worse, and I didn't say anything.
I don't believe that at all.
They've done worse, and I haven't said anything.
I don't believe that at all.
They paid for dirty art. Okay, I can show you the receipts if you want me to. Well, I've seen
in regards to if WWE sat there and mentioned AEW or whatever. In whatever case, I'm sure you would find a way to say something in regards to it.
No,
but
I would say no. Okay. I would call out people and let them know, like, see, look, WWE does it as well. It's fine. There's no reason why. Like I said, let the billionaires talk. Let them do their talking. We don't get paid to defend one or the other. Just enjoy the product. That's always been my thing.
No, it's not. I'm not defending anyone. All I'm saying is if I see AEW and especially Tony Khan, talk your shit, cool, but at least have your facts together because now you look like you're pressed. That's exactly what he looked like.
I didn't even know what he was talking about. That's why I was just like, I told you in the tweet, I didn't even know what he was referring to. My thing is, they're billionaires. They're gonna try to sell the shows, whatever the case may be, either they're lied or stupid, whatever the case may be. They're gonna try to sell their show. That's what businessmen are supposed to do. You know that. Any publicity is good publicity. You're gonna try to pull it any way they can. My thing was just let them do whatever they're doing and just enjoy the product. Like I really didn't know what he was talking about. I told you that. I don't know what he was talking about. Like, I didn't know
Well,
if
I
he was
mean,
talking smack or a match or whatever. I don't follow that stuff. I didn't see it
anyway.
that morning.
Okay. Well, that's our show because we're trying to keep it short. This is season premiere, season 4. Look out for a lot of things, as Blue mentioned earlier. We have a lot of different things coming up. We'll put you on and where we discuss and talk to different indie wrestlers that are not that known. And yeah, just
Some
a
known
lot
ones.
of other things
Just put you on.
and some no ones. Who knows? But we got a lot coming, and just so stay tuned. You can follow us at the Mixed Tag Show on Instagram and Twitter, or you can follow us at our personals at
Miss Jenny Baby, BAYBE, or at.
Blue Magic Grind, spelled as it sounds.
All right. See you on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, on Twitch, The Bougie. Put you on. Peace.
Boom.
Tag show.